Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Questions of Life. Today's question will be overlaid with some Fate Extella gameplay. After 100 long years, I've finally beaten Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Anyways, today's question will be asked by yours truly, and I had to look online for this one, and it caught me by surprise when I saw it. It is, why do we dream? So I'd like to start off my answer by sharing a quote from Joseph Campbell, an anthropologist, and for those of you who do not know who an anthropologist is, they are people who focus solely on studying humanity, their past, future, evolution, etc. Campbell said, "Myths are public dreams, and dreams are private myths." And this strikes at the heart of my answer. We dream because we are a creative species, and I want to explain this idea by showing you how fantastical and insane both myths and dreams can be. I want to end by telling you how dreams are our imagination's outlets. First, myths are ludicrous in design. For instance, the Odyssey. It is replete with crazy bonkers elements, such as the Cyclops, Scylla, Carbidus, Circe and her witches, the Bag of Unfavorable Winds, and my personal favorites, the Sirens. Logistically, these things make no sense. The Cyclops gets a pass because you can at least explain it away as some inbred giant. However, you can't capture all the bad winds in a bag. That's not how wind works. The point is, myths are wildly imaginative. Similarly, dreams are also wildly imaginative. I typically write down my dreams whenever I manage to remember them after waking. One in particular I had was about some guy going down to a crash zone under a city with a bald black guy, kind of like Rude from Final Fantasy VII. Now, Rude was some agent, and he quarantined the plane that had crashed underneath the city. But then he gets murdered by some ghost inhabiting the crash site, and some other group comes in to investigate and finds the guy who went down with Rude in the crash zone, and when they try to leave, the ghost sends them some weird video feed of the ghost killing everyone else who's there. So yeah, dreams make no sense either. In both a dream and a myth, the events make complete sense to the person, or people, who are having it. In ancient Greece, no one questioned the validity of the Odyssey or the Iliad because Homer had the muses right, their inspiration passed down by the gods. Only after we had woken from the public dream, we realized how nonsensical it really was. I experienced the same feeling after writing down many of the dreams that I can remember. My initial thought while having the dream and immediately waking was, wow, what a well-pieced together story. Thanks, brain! And then after trying to write it down and remember all of the pieces and how they fit together, I think, wow, this makes no sense. This is like a jigsaw puzzle of 500 pieces, but you have like 600 pieces instead. Thanks, brain! The only way you can have such a wild and crazy dream is because your brain creates it for you. You are the one who's generating this nuts ride when you dream. All myths, like dreams, are based in reality. Carbidus is just a whirlpool, but the ancient Greeks couldn't explain how a whirlpool occurred, so they likened it to some impossible monster. Dreams, according to psychologists, offer a window into the things that plague your psyche. When your brain can't explain an angst-stirring conflict in your soul, then it manifests as fantasies or even nightmares. This brings me to my next point. Our dreams are an outlet for our wild imagination. When we cannot craft with our hands the fantasies concocted within our minds, we take to sleep, and in our slumber we imagine what would and should be. For instance, say you want to ask a girl out, but you have the bravery of an arachnophobic talking to a spider girl for the first time. You might devise various scenarios in which the cooler version of you suavely bangs the spider girl. But when the time comes for you to act on it and ask the girl out, you cow out because you are a chicken baby. Yet you still like the girl a whole lot, so you might take to your pillow, and in your dreams you imagine the cooler version of yourself banging the spider girl. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize for that. Rachne is best waifu. The point is that before it comes time to do the thing that we want, we ruminate on what can go wrong or right before attempting to do that thing. On the other hand, when things don't work out the way we think they should, we let our imaginations run wild, concocting ways in which it could have worked. This surplus of imagination seeps into and generates our dreams and sculpts them into the strange weirdness we entered during sleep. So, to tie everything together, we dream because we are a creative species. When we can't realize the whims of our imagination, we take to our dreams, and those dreams are as wild as myths. Within our dreams, we can only imagine the gravity of our ideas upon the world, and they'll remain in the confines of our private minds until, whether through achieving or sharing our dreams, they become myths. Thank you for watching, and remember, drive fast, take chances.